How about now? Can you hear us now? Okay, good deal. All right.
Shane, you're gonna need to be able to vote. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I got you.
Here we go.
Sorry, TV.
All right. Few minutes.
Sorry about that.
Okay, we'll just say operator error.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties, but we're ready to go now, I believe. We've called this meeting to order, and we have no additions, deletions, or public comment. Can we stand for invocation? Dear Father, Lord, we just thank you for this time that we can come together. Lord, we ask that you'll be with this board and this body of servicemen and women and what they do for this county, that you'll lead us and guide us. Lord, be there to protect all of us and what we do. We just ask that you will give us direction in how we do this. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, straight to the agenda items. Item A, Fall Creek needs heat, actually. It says heat pump, but gas furnace. They need a new heat system. Jeff, what do we have on this? I know for a fact that their furnace went bad.
Yeah, they're heating right now with electric heaters. So,
Okay.
Michael Johnson sent us a quote. It's in there. He also, Michael Richardson also asked for an extra $300 to $500 for the electrical work, because there's got to be something changed outside.
Well, it has to be added.
Okay. Yeah. So he asked for that extra on top of the what the quote was for.
So an extra 3 to 5?
3 to 5, yeah.
Okay. The situation there is that the gas furnace went out, and then, but they've also asked, because they don't have air conditioner, and this is in the office part.
Yeah.
So they've also asked for a heat pump or AC. So that was quoted for us. So, and I don't know, my only question was, does that come from another budget line? You know, the heat's got to be fixed.
Yeah.
But does the AC come from another budget line item, or does it all come out of the same?
It'll come out the same. Just
Okay.
the capital equipment, or the capital projects.
Okay.
Because we're retrofitting and upgrading.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll come out of that line item.
All right. Does anybody have any questions or?
$500, this plus $500, correct?
Up to $500, yeah.
Okay.
And that, in my experience, that's about what it usually takes to, you've got to, they're wiring the outdoor unit,
Right.
compressor.
Yeah.
So, and just from my 2 cents, I think this and the next one's in line to what anybody else would do, so.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I'll entertain a motion to, what account was this?
For
The money?
capital project.
Capital Projects Fund to allow Fall Creek to have the 80,000 BTU 95 efficient gas furnace and a 3-ton heat pump for dual fuel heat and cooling for
$8,300.
$8,300. Thank you. For up to $8,300 for a new heat and AC system equipment. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion, we go ahead and.
First and a second. All in favor? Aye. Shane, I'm just gonna maybe double check yours since I can't tell. Looks like you're laying down in a lounge chair. You good?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Okay. All right. All right. We got on to item B. Shane, if you got something to say, just speak up kind of loud. All right. Now we got Crossnore needs a new furnace. And this is,
Thank you.
the truck base station, not the office.
Correct.
So we're looking at a 100,000 BTU gas furnace, $4,000.
Yeah, they're just doing a straight swap out.
Right, right. So, and that's, I'm assuming that's out, same kind of deal. So, anybody have any questions or comments on that, or? All right, we're coming out of the $4,000 for Cross North Capital Projects Fund for a new gas furnace, 100,000 BTU. Do we have a motion? So we got a first.
Second.
And a second. All in favor? There you go. All right, we got, on the next C, Frank, is looking to get extra stuff on the truck with the money, with extra money that they had. So are you representing?
Sure.
Frank?
We want to use, money that was left that we didn't use on the truck, or we didn't know if we could use it or not, but, to purchase air packs. We thought we was all covered on the equipment, but our air packs is no longer, will be able to be fixed if they tear up. We'll not be able to get no more parts for them or nothing, so the company is shut down. We was wanting to purchase new air packs.
I think that's the perfect time to do it, because there's 3 other stations in the same boat there.
Mhm.
Yep. We're gonna.
Getting ready to get a big crunch on that.
Mhm.
Grant this year.
My only comment is, I'm gonna go back to where I was a little bit surprised that when you buy a truck, you don't get everything the truck needs like a regular. And so, I'm learning that deal a little bit, so, to me, I think as part of what that budget is, should include whatever that truck needs. Am I off base there?
It's all in heavy spec.
Mhm. Right.
We spec theirs with the stuff on it.
Mhm.
That's why it was higher.
Okay.
But we was gonna move stuff from our second out that we wasn't gonna be using no more over
Mhm.
to it. And now the air packs ain't gonna be, we ain't gonna be able to get no parts or nothing if something happens to them, so.
Can you put them on this year's grant, or some of them at least?
Some of them. That's what we plan on doing, putting some of them.
Cut them to half price.
Mhm. But this is just to get what you need for this truck, correct?
Well, we got, 16 air packs that need to be, gonna have to be replaced, but we only need, 12. So we need 4 on the first out, 4 on second out, and 4 on service truck. So we're gonna end up replacing 12 air packs this year, next year, or sometime. Soon we're gonna end up.
Basically,
Replace.
before the next check.
Well, this is radio. How much were you looking at for the, huh?
They're at about 8,000 each, so ever how many you let me buy. Put it that way.
Yeah.
We're looking at $8,000 each, so.
Okay. Well, because this says radios, Jeff, does that?
That's where y'all out of 10 on the
Allow
radio.
10.
Oh, okay, so that's what we've already
Already
allocated,
allowed,
okay,
yes, sir.
all right.
And if you'll see, it leaves a remainder of about $70,399, out of their money, and then there's an extra $30,000 that we give them, when we done the lump sum truck. You know, we give everybody that extra 30
Mhm.
on their trucks to make it to the 450. Everybody got 120, and that's, the first number come out of 120, and we're adding the 30,000 to it. So that,
420.
yep. Yeah, the 420, sorry, I was thinking, it's been a long day.
Using Eisenhower days there.
It's been a long
So
day.
each pack is 8,000, so that equals about 8 air packs, 70,000 does.
Well, if you go grant, that cuts it in half though.
Yeah.
Okay,
In theory, he could get them all 12 and still be under the 450 mark.
okay.
And that would take care of that station, and you've only got, what, 2 more left, 2 or 3 more?
Goes back to where the squad started changing out, or was that something else? That wasn't air pack? All right, I'm confused.
Most of the,
Air pack companies went out of business
Yeah.
that they've got,
Okay,
so parts are no longer available.
okay.
How many were you planning on putting on your grant?
Means we could.
I mean,
That's
that
it.
other
Well,
stuff,
Well, he wasn't gonna put a cleaning system for air packs, the only thing we was gonna put on it, but that's all we was going to try to get was air pack.
So if we have the 70,000 left over from what, under their, truck bid,
for their 420.
right?
In theory, they could get all 12 for 48,000 on the grant.
So how do we word that? Do we?
4,000 times 12.
yeah, but you're not getting the air pack for half, I mean, we're paying half price, but the air pack's still, and that goes up to 60,000. You only got 60,000 in your grant,
Fair point, fair point.
so that's what I'm trying to,
Well, let's say this, they could get almost 60,000 worth this year and finish it off next year.
So that's half.
That make it, so that,
And then you say you need 12. So do we want to allocate tax or just the allotment of money that they can use with their grant?
Scott, why don't we see if, because some of the other departments, the federal grant's open right now, we need to see if we can get a grant writer to help them and write that federal grant, and that'll only be 10% of the cost.
5%.
So how we want to proceed there, gentlemen?
When is the federal grant, when is it awarded? Do you remember, Shane?
It depends, because they do it in stages, but, I mean,
Because
we
you
could,
don't want to make a mistake of counting and you didn't use that for the 50/50 grant.
I'll be in by March. We got about 2 weeks to have it turned in.
See, that's a pretty big gamble.
Well, I mean, can we allocate a certain amount of money now up to go for any and all grants? And then it would only, what we would approve only supplement that? Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you, Shane?
to do what now? I couldn't understand you there.
Well, what I'm looking to do is approve amount of money up to, and then if they get the grants, you don't spend as much, and if you don't, they still get their, we've approved the money for the air packs.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Well, here's the deal. Maybe I'm crazy, but if I can get something at 5% of what it's worth,
Mm-hmm.
I'll steal the money to get it.
Right.
I could go to bank and borrow it, put it that way. Let's say we can go to bank and borrow
$100,000 worth of packs for $5,000.
Mm-hmm. But if we go ahead,
Won't be that much.
we can go ahead and approve the money tonight so they don't rely.
Yeah,
So they don't rely on
both
that.
of them.
Okay. Now, then the question is, how much, Jeff, are you saying here that there's 100,000 available?
Yes, so that's what I was doing.
that's still left in the truck.
Yep,
Mhm.
because,
For Frank.
yep, the way I broke that out is so you could see that for the 420 that they were allocated to begin with,
Mm-hmm.
and then that left the 70,399 in
Mhm.
that. That's
Right.
where their truck money's coming from
Right.
first, and then we, in our budget our,
Mhm.
special meeting,
Mm-hmm.
we awarded them all the extra 30,000.
Right.
So when you add the 30,000 to it, it's 100,399.07.
Okay.
It's what's still left in their truck money.
So we would be looking to have a motion to allocate $100,000 out of their truck original budget for air packs for the whole station. contingent that they don't get grants, that all grants are applied for and those be
Yes.
used first.
Okay.
Is that, are we all understanding that? Okay, I would like to have, a motion in the effect that we allocate $100,000 coming out of the Frank Truck budget for air packs to be used up to $100,000 and only if grants are not obtained, and it would only supplement after the grant. I need a motion.
So moved.
Got a first? We have a second. All in favor? Aye. All right there, chief.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Breathing easy.
Yes, sir.
All right, next. Elk Park Building. We've saved the best for last.
That's good.
How are you? Okay, so this was discussed last meeting, and I missed last meeting. So just for my sake, catch me up. We got a price back from somebody to what we'd originally been talking about, tearing down, excavating, and building back.
Taking stages, I believe is what we talked about last week.
And that was a pretty hefty price tag.
A little over $1 million.
Yeah.
1.1.
It was like 200-some thousand, was it, to not tear down everything and haul it out? Is that what it was?
To tear it down, that's excavating the bad soil out too and putting it back in, I think.
And so, what do we want to do here?
Yeah.
That's a good chunk. This is the next big major project.
That much money, does it not have to be bid? I mean, open bid?
Oh, yes.
Well,
How does that work?
my first thought, when I think I called Jeff after the meeting and said what was going on, my first thought is, we gotta make sure if you're looking at that kind of money, we need to open our minds and take all options in. All of them, you know, whether, you got the old squad building and the existing building, and I don't know if the sinkhole's affecting any of the existing building.
It's not, when they evaluated the other part, the bad part, we had to come over and they
Right.
did some testing, now they didn't do any drilling,
Mm-hmm.
but,
Cause you also hate to put money in that, and then that side start having
they went
issues.
around, went around the building, all the, points, I mean, corners and, and did a
Mhm.
thorough check, and, said everything was sound with it.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be cheaper? I mean, I know how it is trying to find land, trust me. Would it be cheaper building new station?
Well, I couldn't see how that would be, I mean, you got to purchase the land first,
Right.
Basically, I mean, what they're doing.
And
building
then-
new
Well,
station.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's tearing.
But they got 200, well, they're gonna have to tear it down even, I mean.
Tear it down if you don't do anything.
Yeah, we
Right.
can't, yeah, we
So
can't
you got the
use,
expense of demo and anyhow.
They tear it down no matter what it is, so.
And then the only other expense you got is whatever your excavation is.
Mm-hmm.
And probably buying new land would probably, and I'm stabbing in the dark here, probably equal that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably ain't gonna find something without a house or something on it anyhow.
you gotta have a pre-existing place to
And then if you move the building much at all, then you're affecting the ISO ratings for the 2.5 mile rating for the people.
Well, it's been suggested, do we set up a committee to look at all options? Which obviously would be, Elk Park would be on that, we would be on that, some of us would be. Who else could be, needs a, we need to be able to we need to do our due diligence on what's the best option, and the best option may be that, but we need to do our due diligence to say that,
Yeah.
Maybe there's a piece of property somebody wanted to donate because they want it, and it's near that area, and they want it next to their house or something, I don't know. I mean, you might have something like that come up. Or, look at all the options that you have. That's what I'm thinking. We gotta just do our due diligence when you're talking about that kind of money, I
I
think.
agree with that completely.
What do y'all have the same thoughts, or, and then just see what they say? I mean, this isn't gonna happen real quick, either way you go. And then the second, you okay with that, Shane? Okay, thank you. Yeah, just do that every time, that'd be perfect, thumbs up. And then, so the next thing is, who could be on this committee to look at all those options? You need probably at least 5 members. We need, 2 from Elk Park and 2 from this board maybe, and 1 third objective party. Maybe, hey Jeff, won't you maybe work on that this coming week? This is something that we don't need to just keep pushing back. It's gonna take long enough for this thing to happen, get done anyway, so we need to move on with it, because if you don't get it started, you won't get finished. So how about this coming week, Jeff can be in contact with people and come up with a recommendation who should be on there, who would like to be on there, and I think maybe 5, like I said, 2, and then an outsider or an objective, neutral party. And does that sound okay with y'all? I don't think we need a motion or a vote on this. We just get this thing started.
We will end up borrowing the money, correct?
Well, that depends on how much it is.
We know,
I mean, this is.
we know it's gonna be close to.
It
ain't gonna
the
be
way-
cheap, you know?
The way I look at this is Elk Park's about to get a new renovated, brand new, well, not brand new if you use the existing building, but they're gonna get a new station.
Right.
And, because half of it's fallen in a hole.
Right.
So I think we need to be looking at, this is not a fix, this is a permanent, 80-year, no problem deal. And so, that's why I was a little skeptical. I mean, I'd want to make sure that the old part's still pretty sound. If they say it is, then you can incorporate that. I'd hate to put money into that and then
Some
still.
of the original thoughts, and I talked to the inspector that here, I guess, a couple of weeks ago, about where that sawmill was
Mhm.
actually at. And he's saying that it's showing that it's under the house that's behind
Oh,
us.
so you're just on the edge of
But
it.
that was a historic area there.
Mhm.
You're probably sitting on the sawdust.
Yeah, I'm sitting on sawdust, that's sunk in, and when
Right.
they did come in and start building the place there, I'm sure they had to dump some dirt.
Mhm.
It's on top of that sawdust.
Okay.
But, Jeff, did, Jeremy talk to you about the architect?
Yeah, we got the architect from Boone at Appalachian Architectural. I'll talk to him, but he never did send us back
Well, I think he contacted Jeremy a little later on and said that it would be 2 to 3 weeks before he would be able to get everything lined up, so.
What
Come
they're,
down and meet with us and see what all we actually wanted. He looked at the sketches from
Mhm.
Green Construction, but of course, he said he would like to come in and meet with us and
Mhm.
look the area, check the area out.
I think what we're talking about is Jeff's contacting architects to see ballpark what kind of money their end will be. Now, I think we need to get a baseline for that, but we also need to know what we're gonna do before he can price something out. So, Jeff's kinda working on that, but again, to get the details, to get that part of that price done, we'll need to, see what we all kinda think is gonna be the best option down there. So is everybody good at that? Jeff, you'll get, this coming week, let's get a committee and start, having meetings and, that kind of thing. Is Elk Park good with this plan?
I mean, we don't really have any other option.
Well,
That's what y'all, that's
Have
what
you
you're-
got any idea? What is your idea?
Well, I know it's gonna be a long, drawn-out process, and I've try to tell my people that, it's not something you do like that, make that place. So, you know, we'll just do what we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, if, you know, we get together and find out what the options are, what they're not, I mean, you know.
I think in the end, you'll be set for a long time.
Yeah.
Longer than what we'll be around.
Well, I mean, you know, the old part, this is the new part that's bad. You know, it was built in, I think, 1986. You know, and fire members helped build it, they were construction, people that was their profession, they were in that profession. And, they turned around and did their thing, the county gave them money for it, they did their thing, and I don't know that they researched around to see those, you know.
There's a lot of change in construction since '86
Well,
too,
since that time,
as far as core drilling and
but now,
things they do now.
researching the old part, it was done by some type of
Right.
construction, is what some of the older members are saying. It was certified and passed the way it should be, I guess, but, and I did talk, I think one time before, you know, saying that that's a central location there
Mm-hmm.
for us, and, you know, that's why most of my people is that we try to be back in that location.
Right.
You know, and if that new addition comes in, you know, there's no reason why the other side's not gonna stand till we're all gone.
Right.
You know, so, I mean, that's the way we think.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be glad to work with you, whatever you need. You know,
Well, we
whatever
just,
path y'all wanna take, we'll take it.
we just need to start down that path, so I think that's what we're doing. All right, Jeff, you got your orders on that?
Yep.
All right. Coordinator report. What you got for us?
Appreciate it, Phil.
Shane, talk.
You up, Tom,
You got something, Shane?
I was just gonna mention one thing with the committee you was thinking about setting up for that was, it may be a good idea to have somebody from the inspection department, if we could get them on that, either Paul maybe, or somebody from the inspection department to help us kind of initially with the codes and stuff, with the assembly and the top, to kind of help guide us in some of them things that would probably be required for that facility.
That record, the architect should have all that.
Well, I think, Jeff, weren't you were looking at architects that had built firehouses before? So I think that's part of it. So,
But we're not gonna have the architect early on, is all I was saying,
right.
when we're trying to come up with.
Okay, we'll have Jeff look into that to see who, or even if they're willing, or what we can do on that. All right, everybody good? All right, coordinator, what you got?
Not a whole lot, I just need to kind of touch base on a couple of things that we've got going on, you know. So, the shipping containers, it looks like it's gonna be about 50-50. I've got a couple prices from where we can buy one, but renting one has been a little harder to find somebody that'll rent one and deliver it for Elk Park. You know, we talked about doing a shipping container last time.
And that's for storage.
For storage of their stuff, yes. When they start tearing that section down, they're gonna have to have somewhere to put couches and chairs and, you know, just stuff.
Well, now, this would be a part of this whole process, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this wouldn't be, this should be included in the renovation price, wouldn't you think? Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna get numbers on that?
Yeah, and I've been looking, like I said, they're about anywhere from, I found some for $1,800 to $2,800.
To buy?
So, to buy.
Okay.
And rental price, I really can't find nowhere local that rents them. Maybe that company called Pods or somewhere, something similar to that. But that's been kind of a ongoing thing. I've tried to,
And so you're still
trying to
working
find
on that?
somebody, yeah.
Okay.
But like I said, the purchase price anywhere from $1,800 to about $2,800. If we're looking at longer than 12 months and more than $100 a month for a A
Mhm.
container, we're better off to buy one,
Mhm.
you know, or two. I mean, they're gonna need two, I'm pretty sure, from the way they were talking about the stuff they need to store.
I can almost promise you, you're
Yeah.
talking longer than 12 months.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
if it's not just under $100 a month,
Mhm.
we are better off to just purchase them a couple containers to set and,
Okay.
put their stuff in.
Look at all options on that too.
I'm
'cause-
still trying to see if I can't come up with something to
Mhm.
make that happen.
TEG, I don't know how you, Teague,
Yeah,
I rented some stuff from them once.
okay.
There's one place in Greenville, Tennessee. And they at least used to, would just bring it up here on a trailer that was built for that and set it out.
'Cause I've Googled and searched and stuff, and nobody really wants to rent those. I can find places that sell them.
Is there,
That's what they do, is lease them.
kind of would strike me that government emergency management, you know, storage container would be.
If we can get a hold of some, that would be the best bet, because they're gonna be cheap. But the
Right.
problem is, they're cheap, and they go
And
as
it's gone.
fast as somebody puts
Okay.
them on the.
Well, just check out all your options on that.
And then, I kinda wanted to give an update on the dry run fire truck thing.
Mm-hmm.
We sent that to the lawyer, we've been talking to her, it looks like we're gonna have to do some kind of monetary exchange, but, well, I've not heard nothing back from her. Sandy's tried to get a hold of her a couple times, and we've not really got any feedback yet, so I just wanna kinda let everybody know that's
Okay.
where we're at with that. And, same thing on the policy stuff,
Okay.
so.
The paperwork, all that,
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then one other thing that kinda come up today, that I didn't have a chance to put on here that I wanted to bring up to everybody, is that, it's possible, and I've been approached by Philip about, maybe using some firemen 1 or 2 Saturdays in the next couple of months for, the vaccine stuff, for the vaccine site, and they've got a mobile trailer now that they're gonna try to take to Green Valley, next weekend. And he was he just was asking about whether or not we would be willing to either trade out some comp time or pay them some overtime or something of that nature to help with this. We've done a little looking, and Paul called and asked. We're not 100% sure that we can turn in a 214 for FEMA and get it back because of the way our entity is with the county. So I was wanting to just kinda ask and see what y'all's thoughts is on it. If we have to do that, we'd be willing to trade out some comp time and let them take a day off through the week, or it'll be completely a voluntary thing for them. If they decide they wanna do it, fine. If they don't, we're gonna have to find somebody. And it sure looks good, our firemen. We've had some very hefty comments on our paid guys standing out, helping these old people in and out of houses, or in and out of the building and being part of the community, so.
So you're asking for some approval right now, or?
Well, I don't know if we're really need to, I don't know if it's an approval or, I guess. 'Cause
They're
I mean,
looking for us to
yeah.
donate our full-time guys to help.
Yeah, like on a Saturday.
Mhm.
We've had some of the rovers floating in and out, helping up there through the week. We got the National Guard this week and next week for sure. So I've been using just a couple of the guys that have done it before, that know what's going on, to get them in the groove of how things are flowing up there. So, I was just wanting to know how this group feels about using our guys on a Saturday, if we'd be willing to pay them, or comp time, or what.
I do know that Cindy here, I've called her a time or two, she's been down there doing it.
They ain't been a day that Philip and Cindy ain't been there almost all day.
So I don't know that it's other people they're just asking us and other people aren't doing it, but.
Well, you've got the sheriff's office is filling in everybody that they can, and the EMS has got people coming in off shift and filling in all the holes that they can, giving shots and doing all that stuff too. I mean, we're just part of it.
Thoughts?
I would say, Scott, we've got extra money in salaries where we've been down, so my thought would be, pay them the time and a half that they'd be due, and if they'd be willing to work it.
My only comment is, I don't think I have any problem with it. Jeff can just work out what we do.
We do it just comp time.
We can do comp time, right?
Yeah, I mean,
You know, Linville cannot.
we do comp time, but we can only, we either have to, do comp time over we have to do one for stuff like that. We can't just do 2 hours of comp time and pay them for 2 or nothing like that. We're gonna have to, and I talked to Paul, and he said it's probably not gonna be but about 4, maybe 5 hours a Saturday. It's not even gonna be an all-day thing. So,
Well, first thing first, they've got to volunteer for it.
they got to volunteer for it.
Right.
We can't make nobody do nothing, but.
So as a consensus, we're okay that Jeff works that out, to help out that end of it?
Okay.
Everybody good? All right.
All right, well, that's all I had.
Okay, now next on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of January 14th, 2021.
They are in your packet.
We need to get a motion on that.
I make a motion we approve January 14th, 2021 minutes.
We got a second? All in favor? Of course, I wasn't here, so I can't vote. Upcoming meetings. The next Fire Commission regular meeting be on March 11th, 2021, 7 p.m. here at the Commissioner's Boardroom, Aiken County Fire Association. Meeting March 4th at the ladder station, and a Chiefs meeting at 6:30. Now, in closed session, under personnel, GS 143318.11A and 6, we need to go into closed session, and that would be us and Jeff and Kyle, and I guess Shane's can't do that, I reckon, can he?
No.
Okay.
All right, so what we're gonna do is, we're gonna turn off the TV camera, and we'll mute the box. Hey Shane, before I mute the box, or somebody that's on there, did that turn off the camera?
Yeah, your camera's
Okay,
off.
thank you. All right. circuits.
We back live?
Okay, we'll be back live.
We will be, or we are?
We ought to be back live.
We ought to be back live. Okay, those who hung around, which may not be anybody, that's fine. I make a motion, we come out of closed session and back into open session. Or, look, ask the motion, we got first, second.
Ask Shane if he can hear us.
Shane, can you hear us?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. We just, made the motion come out of closed session. How about we have, I don't think anybody else is listening, but we'll have, Jeff call you and let you know, and we just had a discussion, personnel discussion. He can call and let you know, what went down on that. So, now that we're back in open session, with no other business on the agenda, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
I have to say that we didn't.
No decisions made.
No decisions were made, and we decided to continue taking applications.
Okay, no decision was made in the closed session, excuse me, no decision was made, and we, are always continuing to take applications. All right? Now, Matt, didn't you, wasn't there a motion for adjourn? Didn't you make that motion?
I made that.
Thank you. Second. Thank you, gentlemen. All in favor, we're adjourned. Does this go up there?
Yeah.
This is